But if I kind of look back on where did we create value, where can I say finance actually impacted the enterprise value when the company exited? I would, reference one of my early days at Digital Insight. When I got there, it was early days of SaaS, and so there was still a lot of nuance around how do you organize a business. We had GM structures over products. We had a services business that we tried to manage a P&L to. So we look and say, what are your services margins? And then we had this beautiful base of recurring revenue. And when you really peel it back, that's what's going to drive value is that recurring revenue that we get. How do we maximize that recurring revenue? We found as we looked at it and we were trying to analyze all of the margins by product and where all the resources, put aside the friction that creates inside a company, because there is a lot around, oh, we're going to discount to a customer. Is your product taking the discount or is my product taking the discount? And a lot of internal friction that way. When we looked at it, we saw that customers who were using the most products, we kind of had a between 4 and 5 of our products. If you were using that, your likelihood for churn was down to about 0. It's just such an entrenched product at that point. We also found that if you didn't use our implementation services and training well, you had a much higher likelihood of churning in year 1. We took that and we said, well, if we're trying to maximize ARR, why are we worried about services revenue? Why aren't we just bundling that in, making it mandatory that everyone gets training and implementation, because it will make up for the cost when they don't churn. And we can build in a cost so that when they come up for renewal, they're not line iteming out this one-time implementation fee that we did. So we looked at it from both an implementation and service perspective. We also looked at the way the customers bought. We like to look at it on a GM by product basis. That's not how our customers were buying it. They viewed us as, this is your total offering. We recommended and ultimately the company eliminated product line P&Ls, which can seem counterintuitive. A lot of companies spend a lot of time looking at it, but if that's not how your customers buy and that's not how you're organized internally, it's much more of a spreadsheet exercise that's driving it's going to be counterproductive for the organization. We saw our revenue growth go up from about 12% a year to almost 16% a year after we made those changes. Higher retention, better bookings, customers, higher retention in year 1. And that was one where when we exited, I really looked back and said, I think that was a pivotal moment for the company. It changed the way it was organized, it was structured, it was a data-driven analysis, and it had the intended effect that we thought it would.